So when you left the room that day, that fateful day, that first abortion, you saw the baby, you had the twinge in your heart, what thoughts are going through your mind when you left that office?
My professor patted me on the back, and I can say today that I was lukewarm. And I think I wanted to be the best OB, but I really wanted to be liked. And that was it. I just left that room with realizing that I took a life, but you don't go there in that moment. Just like the woman has 10 to 15 years to get to PTSD most of the time. Why do you think we do studies about asking women right after their abortion or a year later or 2 years later, hey, was the abortion good for you? Well, of course, the answer is going to be yes. That's a human defense mechanism. You just go out further. And I just believe that the summer of rage, this anger that we're seeing, is nothing more than post-traumatic stress disorder. Because you can't change the truth. You can't change the reality that you took the life of the least of your family members.
Well, and I think you're spot on that so much of the rage around abortion from the pro-abortion side is trauma, because there are so many that are post-abortive that haven't reckoned with it. They think it was some sort of boon for them, some empowerment act, and it really is crushing when you consider it in your psyche, deep down, what happened. A child was killed.
Yes, ma'am.
That could have lived and may still be alive today if he or she had not have been killed.
Correct.
And reckoning with that is devastating, but for the option of mercy, forgiveness. But to go there is a spiritual place that it's so hard for many to even enter into because there's fear and shame and anger. And
women choose abortion because it's the least worst option. As they tell me in my office over the last 30 years, or almost 30, Johnny, I have no option. I have no choice.
And see, that too is such a devastating thing, because I was just interviewing a woman, or speaking with a woman who had an abortion in Los Angeles, and she was a younger woman, single, and she said, there was no help for me, and adoption would have been horrible because they would have gone into foster care. And I said, that's not how adoption works, first of all. You can make an adoption plan, which is part of a parenting plan, ultimately, a gift to this child that you're not killing, you're letting live. Open adoption, closed adoption, you can select the family, the terms. There's so much
everything
you can do.
Yes.
But she didn't have, the people that should have been telling her that, she went to Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood, even in their name, they should have given her options. They could talk about choice. Where was her choice? There were no options on adoption.
Zero.
There was no support for carrying that baby to term. There was no financial resources, certainly for her, from Planned Parenthood. It was, here's 3 kinds of abortion we can do.